And gentlemen, I had to get my microphone working again. We got the Israel stuff already going on, it looks like. Yemen has been struck by orders from Donald Trump. I got this bullshit now. This is a lot worse. Oh, this is not good. What is this? Snapple tea. Snapple tea. Boy, people really, they want me to talk about politics. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. There's a lot of hate for crypto, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot of hate for crypto. Trump orders strikes on Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. And the Houthis obviously hate the United States. They hate Saudi Arabia. They hate Israel. Trump said, well, it's because of shipping lanes in the Red Sea. What's bound to happen? Yeah, this is like a mini escalation. This is not, we just don't want direct involvement from Israel or the United States against Iran. Please play the Trump microphone and face. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, man. You're joking me, right? I did play that yesterday like 5 times.
Obviously, you're Mr. President. Obviously, you're concerned. You're concerned about the situation.
He wasn't too happy about it. Dude, this is not even loading. I don't even know what the hell. My computer's messing up again. Yeah, my computer's running really hot. My computer's running really hot. But there's the clip for you. You want a little $2 clip. Crypto could be the most boring subject out there. Come on, man. If you're not invested into it, I can understand. I mean, people talk about although I am interested in the stock market, even though I'm not invested into it, mainly because it's tied to Trump's economy and just the economy in general. We need the stock market to do well for crypto to do well. Darth Pepe, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It was done on purpose. I don't know who was the lady that did it. I honestly don't even think it was done on purpose, but if it's some liberal lady, it probably was. I don't know. Yeah, this is like slight escalation. It just depends how they. I mean, obviously Iran is not going to be happy about this, but it depends what Israel does with Iran and what the United States does. Hopefully there's some type of deal. I really don't want to have to try and defend Trump if there's escalation with Iran and Israel and the United States. That would not go well for me. How's the stock market been the past couple days? The stock market's been very good because there's been no tariff announcements. People have been joking about that. They've been joking about the stock market now the past few days rebounding because Trump finally is not talking about tariffs. But I mean, I think more tariffs are on the way. He just, it's a very choppy part of this second term for Trump with all these tariffs and all this economic uncertainty. But this was always by design. It lowered inflation. Inflation is lower. It was lower than projected, in part because of the choppiness with the stock market. And so you're able to lower inflation, and then you lower the rates, and then the economy gets stimulated with all the tax cuts and everything. And I don't know if we're going to be eating the dividend or not. Dude, I don't even know if the Mike Johnson coin is even active. I tried looking it up for you, man. I couldn't find it. People are going to be pissed off if I go to that right now. I'm just telling you. Let's just turn the Middle East to grass and fresh start. Well, it's the Middle East is impossible, especially for this administration. There's no way they're going to get out of the Middle East. There's too many. These are ultra Zionists. This is just what it is with this administration. The only thing we can hope for is like conserving as much uninvolvement as possible. Like, get a nuclear deal done. That de-escalates the situation with Iran. But did you hear China and Russia now? They're coming out, they're saying they respect Iran's ability to develop nuclear bombs, which is a complete contradiction to the United States and Israel. So, but I mean, yeah, we want to get out of here, and we would love to, because the more you do things like this, there's more animosity against the United States. These people already hate the United States. It's like, all of the deregulation is helping us. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The deregulation is going to help for sure. I mean, did you see the recent oil prices? We already were having gas. We're having good gas prices, and they're going to go down even more when they replenish them because the oil is down significantly. What's Iran going to do with nukes anyways? Well, the thought is that they're, at this point, because people have been saying this for like 3 decades about Iran and nukes, they're close because they've got like 60% enrichment of their uranium, and it's, the way it works is, once you get it up to like 50-60% enrichment, because the enrichment grows exponentially, they can develop one supposedly within a month or two. A bomb of nuclear capability. But who really knows any of these reports if they're accurate? Apparently they measure their enrichment, and it has to be measured by a third party or something, and that's why they know they're at, and then they say they're at 60% enrichment because it's a bargaining chip. Do you think Trump will be allowed to be president all 4 years? Well, what do you mean in terms of liberals trying to do? Liberals can't do anything about impeachment at all, unless something crazy happens in the midterms, or something happens to where Republicans turn on Trump, which I obviously don't see happening. So I mean, I think Trump will be fine unless hopefully nothing happens to him in terms of a safety issue. Been hearing Iran is 2 weeks away from nukes for years. Yeah, it's because of their enrichment of the uranium now. That's why it's a little bit different, but I agree with you. The sanctions expire in October of 2025. Yeah, that'll be hopefully there's a deal before October then. The difference between Iran having a nuke and everyone else having one is Iran wants to. Yeah, I mean, I think the less countries that have access to nukes, the better. Then they're like, oh, you're gatekeeping. Well, these people are completely, like, some of these governments are, there's just who would want Iran to actually have a nuke? And then it's like, well, if the United States can develop nukes, other countries should. But it's like, this is something to where the United States is entangling ourselves in the Middle East again with these things. It's in the name of Russia. It's, Dems have doubled down on extreme leftism. Well, I don't even know what the Dems play is yet for 2028. I think with 2026, they're going to try and say the economy's bad. But yeah, the Democrats, they really don't have an identity right now. And I know it's like a normie point, but it is true. They don't have an identity. So I wonder what they end up doing. Do they outsource? Do they go to someone who's not in politics, bring them in to be their nominee? Or is it someone like AOC? Or, you know, I think it's going to be someone younger, and 50s or younger. Yeah, I saw the Alex Jones stuff. That was pretty funny. Those people are rabid. With an 80-20 issue on the poll. Oh, the dreaded 80-20. You joking. 80-20. Not good for me when it comes to my crypto talk, right? The dreaded 80. Well, if I'm a liberal, I'll just show crypto the entire stream then. Because that's what they don't care about. They don't go just with a trans issue, they don't care. I don't know, do I have that on here? That Alex Jones thing. I might have had that on here. Trump slams fake news for reporting that Russia's Putin made the U.S. wait 9 hours for a meeting. There was no wait whatsoever. We were very productive from there. Things went really quickly and efficiently. All signs seems to be hopefully very good. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I mean, flying the Irish flag in Ireland has apparently become controversial. Remember that? That's what happened in Canada as well. They said it was racist to fly the Canadian flag. Thank you for the coverages. Love the direction. I appreciate that. $2.79. I appreciate that.
Annoy me sometimes, and yes, I disagree with them on certain issues, but we have to remember that is the cradle of Western civilization. The entire idea of Christian civilization that led to the founding of the United States of America, that was formed in Europe. The cultural bonds, the religious bonds, these things are going to last beyond political disagreements, but I think that Europe, and frankly, I would have said this about America a year ago, but Europe is at risk, I think, of engaging in civilizational suicide. They are unable to, or unwilling, too many countries to control their borders. You see them starting to push back against that, and good, that's a good thing. You see them starting to limit the free speech of their own citizens, even as those citizens are protesting against things like the border invasion that got Donald Trump and a number of European leaders elected. So look, I want Europe to thrive. I want them to be an important ally.
Yeah, Europe needs a zero immigration at this point. It's that dire for Europe. They need really limited immigration or zero immigration. They can't handle this. They need to stop the immigration and start the deportation. That's what I wanted Trump to do. But Trump is, now there's all these conservatives. Well, Trump isn't deporting enough people. Well, Trump has historic low border encounters. This is a 30-year low on border encounters for Trump. They don't mention that. They just say, well, he's not deporting. Yeah, because he has no money. Now they've got money from this new spending bill. They're gonna deport people with it. Early thoughts on the 2026 midterms. Republicans in the Senate, it's about 55, 56 seats. The House, it comes down to the economy, I think. The midterms are about the economy, unless there's some crazy thing that happens. You know, also the war's ending as well. But the House is really 50-50. You could argue the House is slight Democrat leans based on some of the races, maybe 60-40. I've seen from betting Dem lean to have a small majority in the House. But there's no way I could predict the House right now. It needs minus immigration. Yeah, you're right. They need deportation is what they need. They need no immigration and deportation if they want to save their countries. You have 300K in Mike Johnson coin. Please shill it. Mike Johnson coin might be worth like 10 cents right now, dude. The market cap of the coin is like 10K, I bet. You're saying you have 300K. Europe is in big trouble. Yeah, Europe has liberalized themselves into oblivion. Death by modern liberalism. And then it's like, well, why don't you like the European countries? This is the thing with these liberals. This is what I realized. Liberals are like, well, Trump's, you know, turning the America into a joke. We're not respected anywhere. Why would we want to be respected by these super left European countries who just allow anyone to just destroy their country and come in from the third world? It makes no sense. Al, I appreciate that. $9.99. It's a little, what even is that thing? I don't even know what that is. I appreciate that, man. Well, Denmark. Oh, Denmark is going to have to flee to Greenland. Why does Denmark give up Greenland and we can give them money and they can get these people out? Here, this is what we'll do for Denmark. We'll give them $1 billion for deportation of these people if you give us Greenland. Ginger Mog 6,900. I like the 6,900 coins. The stock to meme. Why would anyone vote for dumbass Democrats in the midterm? Well, I mean, they're a major party. It depends. We'll see what happens with the economy for Trump. I mean, I think they should be able to keep the House, but it's for me to say it's a guarantee. I mean, the Senate's a guarantee. The Senate worst case would be 51 for Republicans. That's if they lost every close race. It would be 51-49, but it shouldn't be 51. there a Houthi coin? No, there's not. I don't know. There probably is, actually. Thoughts on Pam Bondi? Yeah, I saw something. Look at this, dude. This is this Jeermeet Singh? Yeah, that's what this dude is. They're like, no, we're not going to have elections now because it's there's tariffs. These people are trying to delay the election because liberals are starting to come back, and these liberal people are delaying the election in Canada. This whole thing in Canada is so bad. It really is. Trump is just, I mean, what is Trump even talking about here? He gets questioned on the Epstein stuff. Come on. I mean, this is just not good here.
Came out ahead in the standoff sort of with the New York FBI field office over releasing the records, and your Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding them but not getting all that she wanted. Is that process still on track? I think that's one of the most often questions I've been asked the last couple of days, to release these records on Epstein, MLK, and JFK.
Well, Pam Bondi's done a phenomenal job in every respect, and there could have been some holdback. I haven't heard too much about it, but they could. But the bottom line is the records are getting out.
They feel the FBI...
No, they're not getting out. Oh, boy. The records are getting out? No. Maybe they will get out. But, yeah. Yeah, we need to bring Alberta into the fold with this. I mean, what is this, man? Come on with this. This is Canada. Who are these people? This is... Pam is dropping the ball. Well, Pam certainly isn't getting fired after that. Trump's like, oh, she's doing an amazing job. Oh, come on, man. What the fuck is he talking about? Well, you know Trump will say shit like this, though. It doesn't really surprise me that Trump's like that. He's like, oh, they're getting out. And then there's no other questions. I mean, he's doing like a Fox News interview. The lady's like, yes, sir. I won't say anything. Yeah, they released things that were already released and then redacted things that we already knew about in a bullshit binder. That's what was released. There was nothing released at all in the Epstein files. Absolutely nothing. You think the Epstein files are being used as leverage by the administration? I mean, in what sense? What, again, using it, hanging it over people's heads so then they can't be interrupted in certain things that they do? I guess maybe. Laura Loomer is like the star here. She's like, Laura Loomer is like jealous of Pam Bondi. So it's like a little bitch off. It's like it's a little cat fight. And like, she realizes she can really rile up the base. Because Laura Loomer kept, like, going at Pam Bondi's main account. And then at a certain point, Pam Bondi was like, bitch, I'm just going to block you. Okay? And then she got blocked. And then Laura Loomer made an even bigger story. But, like, when Laura Loomer, like, she smells blood. She's like a shark. She smells blood with Pam Bondi. And it's just attack. And so we still don't know. We still don't have the files. But don't worry, guys. We've got another Fox News interview with fabulous hair and makeup. For the sake of our alliance with Israel. Yeah. Well, but dude, none of the Mossad stuff was going to be released. The hope was that maybe there was a politician that they would expose. But we're too much in bed with Israel for any of that stuff to actually come out. But I mean, if you just expose a politician, that's what we need. Yeah, I saw that Ted Cruz tweet. That Ted Cruz tweet was really odd. Ted. Dude, what is with these guys just shilling Tesla now? Oh my goodness, man. Oh, Bernie. Feel the burn? You're not going to feel anything. You got a mask on. Masks are advised for all attendees to this event. Oh, feel the burn. Oh, Ted. Ted, did you buy one? Wait, what about oh, I gotta show you guys Sean Hannity's tweet. Sean Hannity bought one. And he's like, he's like, this is so nice. I just ordered the Model S Plaid. MAGA got fooled. Trump is involved with Epstein. Obviously, libs probably are too. It's mutually assured destruction. Yeah, but that's all. Dude, I've explained why that's bullshit 100 times. You think liberals give a fuck about Bill Clinton if they can destroy Trump's entire presidency? Really? Dude, come on. You're high. Mutually assured destruction for them? Hell no. They'll sacrifice 10 liberal politicians for Trump to get Trump. That's how much they hate him. But I mean, I think there's just so much entangled with the Epstein stuff in terms of just powerful people. There's no way. And it's both Republicans and Democrats. But I think if Trump was all over that, they would have leaked that shit. There's no way. What does Ted Cruz have, a podcast or some shit? He does have a podcast. Ted Cruz has a podcast. When Ted Cruz has a podcast, you know it's oversaturated. Really oversaturated. Yeah, this is a really good approval rating for Trump. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna have to include this into the composite though. Hopefully, I haven't looked at Trump's approval rating, but if it's plus 10, is added to the composite, that's gonna be really good. Congrats on 250k subs. That's a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, those videos where I talk about annexing countries do very well. They do, especially Alberta, man. I've done 3 videos on Alberta. The one I uploaded today, and then the other 2, and they've all gotten like over 100k. So that's really why I keep getting these subscriber bumps, and probably March Madness I'll get some. You're really liking the chat poll? That is cool. Do you get a much bump from engagement for a poll as comments or I don't really think so. It's just up there. Just I wanted to see what people were saying about it. Yeah, guys, go ahead and vote on that. I mean, like I can just talk about crypto at the end. I think that's what I'll do in my live streams, because otherwise, most of these people that watch me, they're not gonna, if I start going into crypto, I'm gonna lose viewers. That's the problem. But yeah, we got a lot of votes there. It's about 80. It's an 80-20 issue. It's an 80-20 issue. Did you see Christians being killed in Syria? Very sad. Yeah, it's terrible. The Middle East, especially Syria, it's all a bottleneck of destruction. And it was destabilized when they got rid of Assad. Trump is looking a little farther than us. You get any of Canada to join the U.S., the rest falls like dominoes. Yeah, that's the thing. But I wouldn't want all of Canada, man. I really wouldn't. I don't think it would be good for Republicans. Most likely non-1 seed to win it all this year. I mean, I would say Tennessee or Bama, but Tennessee might end up being a 1 seed. But I would probably say Bama. Bama just lost to Florida, I saw, but they have a really good offense. Politics winning over crypto is wild. You'd rather make money on macroeconomics in the short term. Politics, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like both of them. Your election coverage was amazing. Your 9/11 videos rule. Love the channel. Well, I got an amazing 9/11 video coming out, and I think it'll be all right. Like, because it is pretty not graphic, but it's very there's a lot to it. It's a big 9/11 video. It'll probably be coming out next week, probably Thursday or Friday. Right now I only have 11 and a half minutes of it recorded. It's probably gonna be a 30-minute video. I've got 11 minutes done. $100K standard deduction for the income tax. Expand the 35% bracket to $800K. And hike the 37%. Well, they're not going to like that. You're talking about increase the taxes on high earners. But the first 100K isn't taxed. I do wonder, because they're talking about 150K and lower not being taxed. If you make it 100K, that's probably like 8% of the revenue. That's the thing with capitalism. So much of the taxes are paid by the very rich. They always talk about the rich people, skimping on taxes and not paying. But it's just, in capitalism, generating money is very easy when you already have money. So that's why there's this big gap between the rich and the poor. But it's like, I mean, if you have that, you can take advantage of that. And a lot of these people, like, they contribute basically. I mean, it's taken away from their checks, and they get taxed to 20. I don't know, what if you make like 50K, what is your tax rate? Does anyone know? I mean, I guess it depends what state. What's your federal tax rate? Is it like 20%? Oh, federal maybe less than 20. Maybe 15. Yeah, it is the iceberg video, yeah. You're waiting to buy the dip. I mean, it's already dipped a lot, man, honestly. But I mean, if you want to make sure it's the bottom, I guess. Why not just make Alberta and Saskatchewan states and the rest of Canada as territories? Because those are very highly populated territories. I'm not sure they would really like. I mean, there are serious benefits to being territories, but I just don't know if that's a stable thing to do when liberals get in. They're going to want to make Ontario a state because it's very liberal. So it's like, is that something that can be done realistically without liberals trying to manipulate it themselves when they get in? Why are you procrastinating on the 9/11 video? I mean, it's a long video. I have to do a lot for it. So it's a long video. Plus, I do these 22% 0, 11. You think 50K 22%, 50K federal is 22%. That is. I mean, depends what your state ends up being, but you're probably like 25, 26% if your state's like median. Isn't the average state like 5%? Ohio's 3.5%. Ramaswamy just said he wanted, really any of these like hip new Republican people in Congress are going to be like, we're going to take away the property tax. We're going to take away the state income. But Ramaswamy just said he wants to eliminate state income in Ohio. It's like 3.5%. Still haven't done your taxes? Yeah, I work with a group on it now. So a group handles my taxes for me. Not the Joe Rogan stuff again. Trump strikes Yemen. Yeah, he ordered a strike on the resistance group in southern Yemen, the Houthis, and he destroyed some of their compounds because they were blocking shipping lanes for the United States to Israel. New York making 50K, 21%. Ontario, yeah, Ontario, like Canada is crazy with taxes. See, that's why you would think some of those provinces would want to join the United States. I mean, 50K, you shouldn't even be taxed. You should be taxed like 0.0%, 0.01%. You shouldn't be taxed. You make 50K. Come on. We're the richest. I mean, we are in serious debt, but I guess it doesn't really, I always thought debt really, it does matter. Like, we really should get out of that. The deficit at least has to come down to zero. But it was like, well, I mean, we're in debt, but are we really in debt if nobody does anything about it? I mean, there's a lot of major countries are in debt, but yeah, we're in the worst of them all. Explain to me why the guy who owned the World Trade Center towers took out a $4 billion policy that covered acts of terrorism 2 months before the attacks. Also put options on United. I don't think Silverstein put options. I would know about that if that happened, but people did do that. But yeah, but you have to understand. I know what you're saying, man. You have to realize the context of that complex. It was bombed in '93, so it was recommended to get that. It is suspicious, though. There's a lot. There's a lot on that. I've covered it. The 35 to 21% tax caused a ton of economic growth, but didn't pay for the new deficit. I know that's what Trump was trying to do. Trump thought the economic growth would pay for the deficit because it is when you give tax breaks, it does hike up the spending in the deficit or the deficit. If the corporate tax rate were hiked to 32%, it would wipe $1 trillion off the deficit. Yeah, but he's not going to do that. I mean, he didn't run on doing that. Is that connected to 93? I mean, there would be a reason to get terrorism insurance if the thing it was bombed in 93. Odds on Israeli strike on Iran. Yeah, that would probably be on here. I don't know what the markets are for. They've got a 24% chance of a nuclear deal. Yeah, it probably is not going to happen. Enrich uranium to 90% before June. 9% chance of happening. I don't know why they have this notice. Ethereum is a shit coin. Prove me otherwise. Well, yeah, it certainly hasn't had a good cycle. It needs to do something at the end of this cycle really bad. I mean, if our coins are going to do anything, Ethereum needs to do this. How old am I in case I get drafted? I don't think I'll be drafted. We're not going to need that. We're under Trump. Nobody's getting drafted. How do you feel about Trump saying news stations talking bad about him are illegal? Yeah, I mean it's just like a Trump thing to say. I mean there are news stations that do just constantly negatively discuss Trump, and I guess he's angry about it. I mean I would just tell him not to pay attention to it, but he does get angry about that. You're 27. What is draftable age? Zelensky doesn't want to talk to Putin at all. Well, if that were true, his orders are coming from the EU countries. Zelensky really has no choice but to do whatever the EU countries say and the United States say. That's where his funding is. 18 to 25. Yeah, I'm 25. So I got to get out of that. I'll be out of that soon. You guys, you young guys, have fun. I'm leaving the draft. I'm leaving the draft. A video where you quickly summarize all the ceasefires Putin has been involved in and their outcomes would be very interesting. Yeah, that would be more of a long form scripted video. Yeah, that would be good. I mean, I do think it is good to like. I feel like if there's if something happens between China and Iran, or excuse me, China and Taiwan, I feel like I would do a historical video talking about the history of China and Taiwan to give context. But there were really since I started this, there hasn't been. I mean, outside of this situation, maybe, but there hasn't been any crazy thing that's happened. Because when I started doing politics, the wars were already happening. Am I still in Epstein going? Yeah, I am. I'm waiting for something to be released. This is absurd. I'm trying to get out. Just give me my money back or some shit. Just give me like a 500K market cap. I'll take. After this, you think Russia and China will bomb us, the United States? No, they're not going to bomb the United States. No, that's not going to happen. Would I rather draft Kyle McCord or Dylan Gabriel in the third round? I think both of them are flawed. I think McCord. I'll take Gabriel, I guess. Whoa, there was like just 10 things that just got said right there. Is Vivek going to try and raise the voting age in Ohio? I think Vivek's probably going to try and do a bunch of shit, and very little of it's going to get done, if I had to guess. He's more of like a radical, throw things out there, try and like, a headline type guy. He's already talking about things with like teachers and firing teachers if they don't meet certain quotas and stuff, if their class is not good. China wants our money too much to bomb us, but it's not even about anything like that. That's just global war. We're global war would only happen if they get pushed to the absolute brink, which I don't see the Chinese getting pushed there just in any way. Predictions on Greenland following their latest vote news. Well, it's a bunch of posturing. The EU is going to be really angry. Greenland has to leave Denmark. They have to. And it seems like they're going to take their time. So this is a problem. It's going to be like a waiting game. So do you become aggressive with them, which would probably be seen bad if you're talking about a diplomatic sense? There's not much you can do if you're Trump because you don't want to be aggressive with them. But they're going to take a while. The party that won, they want to leave Denmark, but they want to do it in like a non-radical way, like it's going to take time. Meaning, because there's another party that was on the ballot and they came in second place. They want to leave immediately. So it's like they want to leave, but not immediately. So what does that even mean? I mean, they take money from Denmark. So what is their new plan if they're going to become independent? If they're not getting money from Denmark? Vivek needs a breakout moment to get reestablished with MAGA, and people need to understand what he's really going to fade away. Yeah, he's got. There's a segment of people within right-wing Twitter that's never going to happen with Vivek. They already see him as it's just not going to happen. But I mean, I think a lot of normie Republicans still like Vivek. Invasion barges. This is what the Chinese have. This is their new military equipment. They're getting ready for their Taiwan landing. No, I'm kidding. The beaches of Taiwan. There's a reason Trump made his Greenland desire so public. It's no accident. He could have done it behind closed doors. I'm not sure what the reason, but there is one. Yeah, but remember, this goes back to 2019. He talked about taking Greenland. So it's not like this is something new for Trump. I mean, I don't think it surprises anyone that it is a lot. He's constantly talking about it. I guess you could try and do it behind closed doors. I don't know what the advantage is for it to be public, honestly. You'd say, well, it puts public pressure, but is there really any pressure on Greenland to do that? It'd be more so like a deal with the people of Greenland and their government. If China takes Taiwan, should we just take Greenland by force? Well, it could cause like a land grab situation between the major powers. Well, I was thinking if we did do this deal, we foster a deal between Russia, Ukraine. The deal should include Russia backing us annexing Greenland. We should try and get that out of it. I mean, I don't know what that would do, but I don't think this would affect Greenland. I was thinking the United States would probably try and annex some Pacific islands like Micronesia, Palau. Those territories were part of the United States for like 50 years. They might do that in response, but I don't know. I mean, I think taking Taiwan is going to be very hard for the Chinese to do. Very hard, from what I've seen.
I think it's an irrelevant question. I think in foreign policy, it's not about trusting, it's about action. It's about things that you...
It's just such a dumb question. Do you trust Putin? It's the gotcha, liberalism, Western question, because Putin's broken a bunch of shit. Oh, do you trust Putin? Are you stupid?
You do. So in the end, on something like this, you can't just say you want peace, you have to do peace. And that's true for both sides in any conflict. So in any war and in any engagement. So I think ultimately all these things, I would just encourage you guys, if we're going to be serious about foreign policy, to sort of navigate away from some of this is not a reality show, this is not about personalities, this is very simple. You either do things or you don't. There are things you are doing and things you're not doing. And that's what foreign policy is driven by, and that's how our decisions should be driven by. So unfortunately in foreign policy, oftentimes you will have to work with, I'm not talking about President Putin.
But I mean, it's just such a bullshit question. Look at this guy.
And for chaos is already there, and it will only grow. And Russia is already menacing our skies, our waters, our streets. And
Russia is already menacing our skies, the United Kingdom skies. Russia, there's Russian planes. Taiwan could hold out for a while, but eventually would need outside. Oh, absolutely, they would need outside support. But they're in a position to where that's a brutal takeover, man. They would 1000% start bombing their cities. That's how you would have to start that. That's how the Chinese would do it. I mean, it just depends if they think it's worth it or not. China, that is, and depending on how much they have to invest. I mean, I think Trump would help Taiwan. Honestly, I do. Taiwan would have to agree to give something to the United States in return. But for them, it would be worth it. $800 likes? There's no way we have 800 likes. Starmer wants World War III. These European countries are very war hungry. They're just obsessed with Russia. I don't know what the plan is with this fear mongering against Russia when we're about to end this war. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't line up. This is this type of stuff you say when it's like, I mean, obviously, there's some people in Europe that want NATO escalation because they don't want Russia to get an inch. They don't want any of that land in the Donbass to be annexed. They hate the idea of that. because it pushes Russia closer, I guess, to NATO. But you know, NATO came out and said that the director, like, no, Ukraine under no circumstances is joining. They're not going to be joining. When's my next bracketology? Well, there'll be one more tomorrow. It'll be 10.0. Yeah, there'll be my 10.0 one tomorrow morning. I'll try and do it pretty early, like 9 or 10 a.m. How far would Trump go to help Taiwan, though? Would it just be weapons? I mean, you're not getting military involved with that. You were at 840 viewers on a normal stream. You used to be at 350 a few months ago. Good job. Oh, 840 viewers. That's what it is. Yeah, I mean, normally I'll be like anywhere from like 400 to 800 viewers on these type of streams, and then if there's if there's something big that happens, it'll be a little bit higher. But like, this is a pretty low-key stream. But I mean, it's just like a lot of people just came into this stream, so I knew it was going to be a pretty big one for some reason. Now let's see if there's anything here for people. I thought that was AI for a second. Is that AI? That's AI. Wait, this is AI, right? But it would be nothing. AI. Oh man, AI has gotten good. What's the deal with little X? Dude, it's a young child. You keep talking about that. It's getting odd. I thought it was real. I know. I thought it was real. The AI has gotten better. I'll be honest. I mean, the AI, when they start holding hands, you know it's fake. Let's see what this is.
A trip to Paris and London in a few days. I received an invitation from the president of
love the videos. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for the $4.99.
France to discuss a variety of issues, both economic, commercial, to reinforce those relationships. Also issues related to security in Europe, in Canada. Similar discussions will be had with the Prime Minister in the United Kingdom. This is sensible. Security is a priority for this government, reinforcing our security, as is diversifying our trading and commercial relationships. Of course, with both Europe and the United Kingdom, there are many opportunities. And as I said a moment ago in my remarks, there are historic ties. With respect to the President, I don't have plans to go to the United States. I look forward to speaking to him at the appropriate moment. Thank you.
Why would you not go to the United States? This is crippling your economy. You're not going to go to the Oval Office. We need an Oval Office meeting with Carney and Trump. I have no plans to go to the United States. My economy is being crippled by these tariffs, but I don't want to have a public spat with the President of the U.S. Did you see Doug Ford on CNN? Yeah, when he was crying. I saw that. Well, I didn't see him today. I saw when he was crying. How much is the Canadian dollar right now? Isn't it like 69 cents against the USD? So that's the one for it got crushed because of the tariffs. You think it's good Canada doubles down on leftism with Carney? The train wreck that follows will be great. For the right, it's going to be bad. Oh, it's going to be terrible. And they're going to have a major course correction at some point. I mean, they can keep doing this. I mean, this would be more advantageous if he ended up winning. Because the Conservative Party there is already pussy whipped. I mean, they're basically moderates. So it's not like they're going to do anything anyways. The Conservative Party hates Trump too. They said that they would push back against the tariffs as well. So it might be better if the liberals win so the people there get even more angry. It's 70 cents. 70 cents against the US dollar. The Canadian dollar. Stop asking if there's females in the... Yeah, we got some weird people in here, man. These people, they're doing it every time now. They're asking for females in the chat. Guys, I'm analyzing this fucking political shit. These women don't like that. I'll just be honest. Women in politics, it's not gonna be... You're not gonna find many people here, folks. Let's be real. Did you see the video of Tim Pool arguing with the rabbi? No, I didn't see that. Rabbi Shmuley? the dude that's obsessed with Piers Morgan? How many times does he go on Piers Morgan? Are you tempted to invest in U.S. steel aluminum stocks? They seem to be investing in the United States and already makes... Yeah, I'm not in the position to invest into stocks right now, man. I'm just not. If anything, I would put more money into crypto right now. I mean, preferably if I'm able to make it big. I mean, there's going to have to be a lot of research done on stocks by me within the next year or so. And positioning myself with an actual portfolio like a living adult. Because right now, my investing is very sporadic and it's extremely risk heavy. Thoughts on Piers Morgan pro-Ukraine? He's a Brit. He's obsessed with Russia. He's afraid of Russia. That's fine. Rearm yourselves and go ahead and fight the Russians if you want. What do you want us to do? We're not scared of Russia. You're the one scared of Russia, not us. But this is the thing with NATO. We're entrapped by these people, so we have to... It's like their opinions matter. Do you own any regular stocks or just crypto? Right now, just crypto. Just DCA and SPX. Yeah, SPX 6900. After the peace deals, what do you think will happen to Zelensky? You think he will either be treated as a war hero or get slapped and investigated by the U.S.? Well, no, I think the U.S. is going to have a relationship with Ukraine. NATO will have to have a relationship with Ukraine. It's part of the peace. It's going to be part of the security assurances that the Ukrainians demand. But they're going to have to have elections after it's over, and we'll see what happens to Zelensky. But yeah, there's going to be a lot. All of Europe is going to treat him as a hero, 100%. Like he fought off the Russian invasion, everything like that. But I don't think the United States is... We'll see. I mean, Tucker Carlson alleges that there's just major money laundering, and they can't find like $70 or $80 billion worth of weapons supposedly that went to Ukraine. And now they're saying all these rich people in Ukraine that got rich off of money from the U.S. And I mean, there's going to be some serious fraud and problems with that if you give all these weapons away in a short period of time. Who knows? Paul Vieira is at 53% to 46%. Yeah, that's what I was showing today on my video. It's on Polymarket. It's like 50-50 almost. It's pretty crazy. Ukraine agrees to not join NATO in 2025. I mean, I guess they're going to have to not join it. They're not going to join it. NATO's already said it's not going to happen. Whether or not they agree to not join, does it even matter? Russia-Ukraine ceasefire before July. Yeah, this was weird. Like, March 31st, 10% chance. I mean, I thought Russia had agreed to it, but apparently they haven't agreed to it yet. It's like they agreed to it, but Putin wanted to speak to Trump or some shit. Thoughts on all the SWATs? Yeah, they got to do something about that. There's got to be a way to trace. I mean, I know the people that call those in use VPNs, but there's also got to be a way to, like, legitimize these phone calls to where, I mean, anyone can do it randomly and just have someone swatted just like that. And I know it's like they're trying to start tracking these people and stuff, but it's real bad. It's an intimidation tactic by the left. And you know what? They're doing some stuff now that's getting really out of bounds. They're burning all the Tesla stuff. They're burning the cars. They're talking about killing Trump. There's going to be some serious repercussions if they do anything. And there better be some serious repercussions in the way of, listen, if you do something to Trump, your party is not going to really, it's going to be very hard for you guys to win anything ever again. We'll just say that. If you do anything to Trump, you're going to face some serious shit. Because remember, they fostered this. There's so many liberals that think it's totally acceptable to kill Trump. They think you'd be a hero if you did it. I know you said you're currently, let me see what this is. I appreciate that, 7-7. I know you said you're currently carrying risk in terms of current investments, but I'm curious if you plan on investing in a home when mortgage rates are low. Well, yeah, you know, I recently saw a video on X. It's horrible. The home prices are just outrageous. People say they go up by 50% in the past 3-4 years for some of these homes. But for me, I don't really time the market when it comes to buying a home. And honestly, the way I see it is I would build a home. I would have a home built. Like, my move would be to you either a year rent, maybe two years rent a very nice upscale home, or a very nice townhome, something like that. Maybe it goes to a townhome and then I go to rent a home for 2 years as my house is being built. It'd be something like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really worry too much about timing the market, but I know the market is terrible right now from what I've seen with some of these home prices. Apparently they're going to go down, though, under this Trump economy. People are telling me they're going to go down. Yeah, we'll go to that Alex Jones stuff. It is entertaining. He's in a Cybertruck.
And taking the country back from George Soros and the millionaires and the leftist terrorists are not successful and will not be able to stop us from removing the deep state. America is rising. America is standing with President Trump and Elon Musk. America is standing against the tyrants, and we will defeat you. You can burn up Tesla dealerships. You can engage in terrorism, but it's not going to work. Right here. It is not going to work. America. Just so you know, leave me alone. You are a bunch of crap. You're a bunch of terrorists. I'll please you about it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the hateful people. These are the people.
Oh, man. Hold on, I'm doing a poll. I'm doing a poll. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on, I have to end this poll. It didn't even add up to 100%. 80 to 19%. 1K votes. Dude, look at all these ravenous... These liberals, they're like the ultimate NPC, like, mob. Like, these people, it's the ultimate NPC mob. Yeah. Hey, send your buddy. Oh, this will be good. But people will just lie on this. People are just gonna lie on this. People will lie on this poll. Get ready for this poll. Oh, man. Like this. He just comes pulling up
and will not be able to stop us.
Dude, this shit's not even playing. But you. Oh, he got out. He got out.
Over you. This is the Pope that
Come on.
wants to rule your life. Oh, there's no chemicals in the food? There's no fluoride in the water? Lizard people! Lizard people! Lizard people! Is that your name? Mr. Lizard people, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell us more about them.
You look like a fat lizard. They ate a bunch of rats.
That's pathetic. Come on, tell us about the lizard.
Look at these dudes. Stop the coup.
You know full well what just happened. Tell us about
The liberal's aggressive. He gets assaulted.
We stand here in defense of liberty. We stand here against your economic and physical terrorism. And we are here to stand up against the tyrant. We are here to promote free speech in the face of the scum.
The bullhorns, they're like kissing each
We're
other.
providing a free speech act so we can fight back against these bullies that thought they would rule us forever and thought that they could do.
It's like lagging and. Oh man.
Satan cult. The left is a pedophile Satan culture. The left.
I mean, I don't know how those people is just. I guess it's typical liberalism. I mean, this poll is yeah. This poll 85-15, really? That's more than I thought, but I think some people are lying. You'd vote, but there's only 2 options. Yeah, well, people just troll and they'd all vote trans. If I added that. You want me to add a non-binary option? Those are paid Soros protesters. Oh yeah, I mean, what are you doing with your Saturday? You're out, but those people, they do look like typical liberal protesters. When you look at them, you look at their body build, you look at everything. People lying about being female. Yeah, well, I mean, this you can't do a poll on the internet. It's not gonna be real. Do a Republican and Democrat primary poll. I mean, what's the point? People will just vote for Vance. People just vote for Vance. How much does a Soros protester get paid? They get like a free booster shot. Pfizer finances like a free booster for him. Will you shadow ban me? You're technically a World Economic Forum member. You go to Davos. You vacation at you vacation in Switzerland. You think any of the protesters in Nook were in Greenland? There were protesters again. I mean, those people, they don't want to join the United States. They do the thing where it's like they want to be independent. It's like empowering. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. But I mean, Trump should, there has to be some positive propaganda there for those people, like US propaganda. The problem is they're getting a lot of their propaganda from the EU, and it's very negative against Trump. That's what Greenland is getting. And next time, I know, but what, you know, how do you do that and not be aggressive? What would you suggest in terms of annexing Greenland? I mean, would we have to send people in to do it? I would assume yes. How is Greenland going to separate from Denmark? They could leak. I believe all they would have to do is have a referendum, which The problem is they have to situate themselves financially to be able to do it, because Denmark, if they leave Denmark right now, they're going to have problems. They get funding from Denmark, so they have to financially be able to do it before they actually have a referendum. You got shadow banned by a fat Karen mod on a storm chaser. Yeah, dude, how about those? What is that? The wind, just crazy wind in Oklahoma. The middle of the country is having said it's because of this warm front. You get a warm front like this in March, you're gonna have some crazy wind. There's some bad wind going around. Thoughts on making Greenland a state? I mean, the thing is it trolling or not? I mean, I don't know if you're trolling. I've said it's not possible. They can't be a state. They don't have the population for it. They would have to be a territory, and we would want them added as a territory. It doesn't change the fabric of the country. If we added Canada, it would change the country a little bit. So that's why I don't want Canada, but I would take Greenland. Greenland only needs 4K more people for statehood, right? But you have to understand the location of it, the fact that there's 57,000 people. They would not, the standard would not hold in terms of them being admitted as a state. Now, if they got to like 500K or 1 million, then maybe. JD Vance runs in 2028. Who is the best VP pick? I mean, it depends who shines the best in terms of the Trump administration. People would say right now Rubio would be the best. And listen, I'm not high on Rubio. He's a war hawk in the Middle East. But people like Rubio, the establishment Republicans like Rubio. A lot of normie people, just independent people like Rubio. He brings like a professionalism to the administration for a lot of normie people. So Rubio would be the 1A option right now, even in front of like a Gabbard. RFK, it's not going to happen. There's some other, I mean, there's some wild cards like Tucker, but I don't think that would happen. But yeah, the option would be Rubio probably, man, if you want me to be honest about it right now. That's who people are saying the ticket's going to be is Vance Rubio, Vance Gabbard. Vance Don Jr. is, I don't think people like Don Jr. like that. Tulsi as VP. Yeah, to balance it better, it'd be better to balance it with Tulsi, I think. Although it's like, it doesn't really matter. Let's see what Tulsi does in her position. What does swatting means? Conservative influencers say they got swatted. It's when some troll says that there's a crazy hostage situation going at somebody's house, so the police come with guns, and you've got to be escorted out of the house with your hands up, and you've got to tell the police it was, it's not happening. Yeah, I don't think that poll is really... How many people voted on this? Let me see. 340 people voted. 86 to 14. Yeah, these polls are... Here, we'll do another poll. It's the night of the polls. It'll be the night of the polls with you guys. We will do another poll. VP pick. All right, I just added another one. I mean, it's like, what does it even matter right now? But might as well just do it. I think Tulsi will win probably, but Vance versus Newsom. 86 to 13. Yeah, it's more like 95 to 5 at least, man, honestly. Yeah, this keeps happening. Federal judge in D.C. blocked an anticipated use of this new alien act that Trump is trying to have passed. This is absurd. I mean, this is Trump's agenda. We didn't vote for this clown. And this is a total authorized use as well. Add another guy. We don't want Tulsi because she's inexperienced and Rubio is a neocon. Yeah, I mean, those are the top two options, honestly, man, right now in the United States for VP. I mean, you don't have to like them. I mean, listen, it's really early for the VP. We'll see. Can you do a poll to see if there's more people here that support Trump than don't? Yeah, a lot of these people support Trump. There's only a few people that don't in this, obviously. What did Trump do in Yemen? He bombed areas or authorized strikes on areas in Yemen because they were blocking shipping lanes. They're being a nuisance. And we'll see what happens with the Middle East. It's not a crazy escalation, but it's looking like there's going to be escalation with Iran, which is going to be a bit of a problem. How much longer can this judicial control go on? I know, it's all complete bullshit. Like, and then you look into these people, they're all very liberal. They're obviously just doing it to exert the last bit of power they have to try and block Trump from achieving his agenda quickly. Removing Venezuelan nationals. It's blocked because it's unconstitutional or some bullshit. No, it's, it's just they hate Trump. That's what it is, and they hide behind the judicial system. Typhoon, what's up, man? What's going on, bro? Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Hold on. Tulsi ended up winning 60-40, but people really didn't like that poll. Hold on. You love that poll between crypto and politics? Yeah, crypto, crypto still got 20%. Come on, bro. You know you love crypto. You like crypto? You like financial freedom? You like millions of dollars? You like crypto. Yeah, we'll see where this ends up. I don't know where this is going to end up, honestly. You're pro sports talk? Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do a live stream of the I'll probably live stream the selection show tomorrow. That's what I'll do. Why am I so cool? I don't know. You're flattering me now. Free Israel? You want Scott Jennings as VP? Come on with that. You voted no on Israel because they are the god of the USA for some reason, everyone owned by AIPAC. Yeah, the AIPAC entanglement is something that's going to have to... There's going to have to be something done with that. I mean, it can't continue. Too many people are awoke to it now. Stock options more profitable than crypto. I mean, not for significant gains. Sean, what's up? The whale. The whale makes an entrance. You support Israel because you don't like Hamas or Iran? No, I mean, to a degree, that's fair, but the problem is we don't gain a lot from doing that. We just get animosity from those other Arab countries, and it becomes an issue. I mean, yeah, it's about 60-40, I would say. 50, I guess 57-43. The whale has landed. You can tell just by looking at a Democrat there with their eyes. Well, I mean, Kash Patel, though, to be fair. Sports versus crypto. I like, honestly, I like politics, sports, crypto. Those are all good things. Palestine lovers in the chat. I don't think there's too many of those in this chat. What do you mean by support? I know, it's a stupid question. I mean, even like modern day Zionism, like what even is Zionism? Believing Israel has a right to exist or that we have to fund them? Because it's like we're an extension of them, and if we didn't fund them, would they not exist? So then we have to fund them? But they're a strong nation, so we don't need to be funding them. You're talking about Israel? I don't know if they would agree with that. I think they need the funding. Do you have an option for me to say you hate both Israel and Palestine? Well, it's not necessarily meant to say if you say you don't support Israel that you automatically support Palestine. But I know that's I'd say that's what a lot of people would say is they don't support either. Annex Canada or Greenland? Yeah, I mean, if I do a poll like that, it would be I think Greenland should win, but we'll see if people are smart. I mean, Greenland's got to be the better option here, guys. I don't want to influence it.
And we have quite a few soldiers, and maybe you'll see more and more soldiers go there. I don't know. What do you think about that, Pete? So, don't answer that, Pete. Don't answer that question. But very important. You know, we have a couple of.
You can be anti-Hamas and anti-Palestine while also not wanting to be involved at all. Yeah, but the thing is, you understand if you say you don't want to be involved, that they'll take that as being anti-Israel. But no, I agree with you 100%. Canada is an awful entanglement. That's what I've been saying. Canada is just, there's too many people, and you're screwing yourself. I mean, you really are screwing yourself when it comes to the voting. If they become a state, it's a problem. Yeah, so those seeds are locked in. The 1 and the 2 seeds are locked in, it looks like. Wisconsin got a big win. They move up. Michigan moves up to a 4 seed. Maryland's a 4 seed. Boise State is out. Indiana's in now. Greenland is the play. I know. Greenland makes the most sense for sure. That's a thing. Because it's just that you'd have to deal with people. There's only, you know, it's like the perfect situation in Greenland. I don't know why my computer is like, I might have to delete the history or clear the CAPTCHA or whatever the fuck. He's either lying or totally insane. Yeah, what it is I think it has to be negotiating leverage. That's all it has to be. Why would they start getting this aggressive when there's about to be a ceasefire signed? Just take Alberta, Saskatchewan, and be done with it. Yeah, but then it's weird because you got like these weird borders. I mean, I guess you could do that and it'd be fine. I mean, it would be nice to have colder areas rather than like at least connected to the lower 48. I think that would be pretty nice. Like, I'd like to go to Alberta, you know, and not need the passport bullshit or anything like that. That would be pretty sweet. Do a poll asking how many people support deportations. It'd be like 98%. Who does Polymarket say is going to win March Madness? I don't even know if they have futures on March Madness. Wooden award winner, Cooper Flag. Yeah, they don't have any futures on this, which is kind of weird. Oh yeah, they do. Here it is. No, they're not up yet. They're not up. Thoughts on Ted Cruz being pro-Elon? Yeah, I saw it. It looked really forced. But that's just a common Republican normie thing to be pro-Elon now. Yeah. I mean, Elon he's done good things in terms of the free speech on X, especially for conservatives. Don't trust Macron. Or almost like backing Russia, not into a corner, but like, we're about to be aggressive with you guys if you don't sign this peace deal, and it's a proper peace deal, and it's fair for both sides. Because it's very suspicious timing to where they're both, you know, France and the UK are getting more aggressive against Russia. But even this is still posturing. They're not saying, oh, we're going to send troops in. Do a poll, did boomers destroy the economy? Well, that is a big thing that's happened recently. Because you look at the real wealth that the generations have, boomers have just, I mean, obviously they're going to have the most because they're the oldest generation that's like living right now. Or I guess, isn't Trump older than a boomers? Is Trump, no, Trump's a boomer, right? These generations, man. I am Gen Z, by the way, I think. Gen Z was started in 97 or 96. People said Gen Z was started in 2000, then I'm not a Gen Z. But I thought it was started in 96, so that's why I say I'm Gen Z. But I'm like an older person than Gen Z. These, like, Gen Z is like 10-year-olds, I think. Yeah, March Madness should be really good. Should always be good. Yeah, the egg prices are going down. They're going down significantly. You're a millennial? Yeah, so you're older than me. Gen X. He's a boomer. He's Gen X. Gen Z is 1997 and after. Poll on tariffs. Yeah, I mean, I think a poll on tariffs would be like 70-30. People would probably support tariffs. I mean, tariffs, you have to understand. You know, I've explained to people, you know, with tariffs, and they do work out. It depends, though. Gen Z is 97. Yeah. I'm barely Gen Z. You were born in 2008? Yeah, it shows. Yeah. RB, it shows. It shows. No, I'm kidding, man. Hold on, I'm adding this in. I mean, it's kind of a, these questions are like, you need more nuance to them. I mean, people would probably agree with certain tariffs. It just depends. Any surprises on today's games? College basketball? I'll take a look. Louisville beating Duke without Cooper Flag. Mount St. Mary's, that's a bit of a surprise. They were underdogs. Akron possibly going to win. Yale wins. That's not, Bryant wins. They'll be in the tournament. Norfolk State wins by 1. VCU, Cornell, Florida. Florida will be a 1 seed. George Mason. Yeah, I was surprised St. Joseph's was favored in that game. North Texas lost. St. John's. Yeah, St. John's will be a 2 seed as well. You don't get what tariffs accomplish. You need to watch one of my videos on the economy then. I'm not going to explain. I mean, the tariffs are a long term. It's to force companies to produce domestically rather than outsource for cheaper prices. Colorado State on fire? Yeah, they are. No Epstein list? Yeah, there's no Epstein list that I've seen, man. Do I have this on here even? It's right here. Man, this thing is down to 80K. This is sad, man. It really is. It's really terrible. We need a 5 or a 6X or some shit. Do a poll. Did Trump hurt meme coins long term? Short term, definitely he hurt them. Long term, I don't know. To be determined. People don't want to polls on crypto though, man. I'll skim this. Oh, here's the Kanye coin. So Kanye like retweeted this or whatever, but it might not be his coin. He tweeted out the contract address. That's why it jumped to, what did it even go to? Like 80 million? I thought it went even higher than that. I guess not. But now people are saying he deleted the retweet or whatever. He retweeted something and then unretweeted it. Swasta coin. If tariffs can help get rid of the income tax, you're all for it. You oppose income tax with your DNA. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, but I think they even want something more ambitious than just getting rid of the income tax, from what I've seen what the Trump people want. They want to completely eliminate taxes for a lot of people, but it's very hard because you have to generate the revenue somewhere. Or you have to, because I don't know if Trump's going to do it. I don't think he's going to, because he cares too much about approval, and it's very hard for any president to do it. But something is going to have to be done with these entitlements. But you can't do anything because you're going to get crushed. But it's like these entitlements are just, they create the deficit. Income tax was supposed to be temporary when it first started. You want to know something that's interesting about the temporary stuff? How many companies have enacted certain things because of COVID that were temporary and then they stick? And there's like a lot of that, like with Zoom meetings and things like that, to where they can cut costs. I've seen it with like TV shows too, where they cut costs with the COVID stuff and then it just stays because it's cheaper. It's interesting how a lot of that temporary stuff ends up just sticking. Why would companies invest in moving back to America if they have the possibility of Democrats getting back in charge? Because if there's a 4-year commitment, it would be, I mean, just look at what happened with China. Trump put all the tariffs against China. Biden kept them. Because eventually the tariffs are good. But it takes time for them to work properly. But would Democrats, renege on some of the tariffs that Trump has? I mean, I don't even know if Trump's going to keep a lot of these tariffs in place for a full 4 years. It just depends if he's really about doing this. But I mean, there are companies now that are moving from China back to the United States because of these tariffs, and Biden kept them. Hasn't everything fell off since COVID ended? Nothing's the same. There's a lot of stuff that's worse. There's a lot of stuff, especially in relation to sports. It's hard for me to watch some of this sports because it's so much worse than it was when I was younger. Do you know who Mark Dice is? Yeah, Mark Dice. I remember watching Mark Dice like 10 years ago. He's had a channel for a while. I haven't seen any of his videos recently. I really don't watch many political people. Is North Carolina out? Yeah, North Carolina's probably out, but it'll come down to ratings. They'll probably put him in. No, I don't know. They might put him in because of ratings. You never know. Let's see if there's any polls here. Come on, give me something. Wisconsin Supreme Court election, that's big. Casey DeSantis. Andrew Cuomo, Kamala Harris, California governor run. She might actually lose. I mean, California has to just be like, I mean, she's the liberal, she's the candidate, she'll probably win because it's California, but you know Legal Eagle, the TDS YouTuber? Yeah, that dude's a total clown. The legal dude who's like said Trump was going to go to jail 100 times. I mean, you get people like that who are so... Because the thing is, you run a YouTube channel. The concept of the channel is to give, like, legal takes. And so there has to be this... I mean, that is a neutral thing. Like, by nature. If you're on saying, this is what happened, this is what I think is going to happen next based on my expertise, but the guy has a clear TDS, so it's... What's the point of listening to him? He obviously is very biased against Trump. So you're giving out legal takes to where you're just saying, Trump's doing bad, Trump's going to go to jail, So it's like, and there's all the undertones, but I haven't, you know, I think I watched his video after Trump won, and he's like all crying and stuff. It's hilarious. Harris needs to quit drinking. Every time she's out, she's drunk. I mean, it's obvious too. It's bad. Thoughts on Tom Homan on Stephen A. Smith? Well, it's the grift with Stephen A. He's like, oh, I'm tough on immigration. I'm a liberal, but I'm tough. I call out the Democratic Party. This is the same grift these people do. It's Gavin Newsom. It's all of them. So it's, oh yeah, immigration is important. Who would have thought immigration's important? Oh my, we have to secure the border. But I mean, this is all, it's all just like, this immigration talk, we need to move from the immigration talk. We're going to seal the border up. The immigration talk, the illegal immigration needs to end. The border is just, it needs to be locked and shut. And then we got to stop slow immigration in general. But Trump's in bed with all these tech guys. They all need immigrants. Could Akron win a tourney game? Yeah, they could if... They definitely could. They could, they're a really good offensive team. Who do you watch on YouTube? I watch a lot of Call of Duty Zombies, things like that. A lot of history stuff, a lot of World War II stuff, World War II documentaries on World War II. You thought David Pacman, they're anti-Trump. If they're liberal and they're influencers, they're going to be heavy anti-Trump. There's going to be heavy TDS, likely. Do you watch the NFL? Not nearly like I used to. I'll say that. Not nearly like I used to. Full on completely shutting down immigration. No immigration. What does this say? Who do you think are the top 3 NFL uniforms? The Seahawks have pretty sweet uniforms. I think the uniforms also used to be good when I was younger. I don't know. A lot of these teams, like, I think the Jets' new uniforms suck. The Browns' uniforms that they went to for a period of time sucked. The Raiders had great uniforms. I guess they still have the same uniforms. But the Raiders in Vegas are annoying. But I do like the Raiders' colors. Mount St. Mary's one. Yeah, I saw that. UC San Diego or UC Irvine? Who do you like more? San Diego's better, at least this year. But that doesn't mean they're guaranteed to win. That game's on at 11:30. That's pretty crazy how late that game is. U.S. aid condoms for Mozambique. Remember they tried to play that off. They were like, "Well, they're gonna get AIDS. They're gonna get disease. They have to have condoms." We're spending, but that U.S. aid money is all. They went to liberal causes. It went to liberal campaigns to get them elected. Our taxpayer money. That's why we're getting the $5,000 back. We deserve it. $500 likes. That's a lot of likes for one of my streams, honestly. 500 likes is really good. Did you see big Trump protests in Greenland today? I did see some of those. Yeah. Listen, this is okay, so let me just tell you with these people. These people in Greenland are controlled by EU propaganda. This is very important. I need to tweet this out. The people in Greenland, they're getting just spoon-fed and just force-fed EU propaganda about Trump. 100%. That's what's going on. But I mean, there's also the idea, and this is what these countries do. It's like, we want to be independent. It's so important. Well, you can't be independent. You have no military. You would get invaded by a bigger country. You'd get destroyed. You need the help of someone in the West. But all of their propaganda is force-fed EU bullshit. 100%. You're gonna need a 50K tax return. I need the amount, you know, what I shelled out, what I had to pay for taxes recently. It's insane. I need like a 90K. I need a lot of money. Trump's gonna make it. Maybe imagine if Trump did try and eliminate that. I mean, it would probably have some. You know, it's hard to generate that money other ways, but it's like, I mean, there's no liberal that's ever done anything close to that for the middle class. I mean, think about that policy: 150K, no taxes. EU anti-America propaganda has gone wild since we stopped paying everyone's well, it's going to happen with Trump. Trump is conservative, he's Republican, and he doesn't have a big, there's no like guilt system. With liberals, there's this built-in guilt that we have to help other countries rather than our own. And when we help our own, it's all the immigrants. But with Trump, he doesn't have that. Now, obviously, Israel is a different topic. But like when it comes to the EU, they're going to feel abandoned because it's a different vibe with Trump. Trump is like, you know what, guys? I really don't care. If you're worried about Russia, then rearm yourselves. I don't care. And so these people are very offended by it. They do not take well to it. I mean, but it's like this whole idea to where, oh, we want to be on Europe's good side. That's just being a pushover to these people. We want them to say, you know what? You know, they're going to be angry because Trump, his number one goal is to act in whatever the best interest is for the United States. Not the best interest for NATO, not the best interest for the West in general. It's the United States. And so these countries they're used to these handouts and this cushy relationship, and they're not getting it anymore. Oh my goodness, dude. These people, these have got to be AI agents or something. Some of these people cannot be real. You want to see Thomas Massey tweets? What is the big draw with Thomas Massey? There's like 3 people that keep asking for this. This is a representative. Regarding U.S. activity in Yemen, I recently said to watch for new military engagement to compensate for the pullback in Ukraine. The military-industrial complex demands about $50 billion a year from our government, above and beyond what's necessary to defend our own country. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much they spend on these strikes in Yemen, but this is all Israel, man. That's what this is. No income tax and higher prices are better, so you have more control over your income, even if the prices are higher. I think it's a good middle ground. Yeah. I mean, they're talking about doing a flat tax at like 20%. I don't think that would go over well with people, though. It's hard because you try and balance it. People would have more control, but things would cost more. They're obsessed with him. Well, he's talking about the military-industrial complex. I mean, I get it. I don't like having involvement in the Middle East, but this is just what Trump is going to do. How will the Dems retaliate against Schumer? I don't know. They're talking about AOC running against Schumer. I mean, Schumer's a dinosaur. He's a dying breed in the Democratic Party. They're trying to kick him out. The younger people want him gone. Not Israel, it's Saudi. Well, it's both. For these Yemen strikes. The Houthis hate both Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States. Do you think we'll get taxed more under Trump because he wants to invade Iran? Trump's not going to invade Iran. It would be sponsored strikes by Israel with the United States backing, I think. Thoughts on Houston winning it all? I might pick them. I don't know. I'm going to look at the analytics and stuff. I just think Houston, they've been so good for so long. They're bound to win it one of these times. But, I mean, it's such a crapshoot with all these teams. I think, honestly, Houston might be the number one most team that people pick, honestly, because Duke has the injury to Flag. Auburn's lost some games recently. If Irvine wins, will San Diego get in? The game is starting now. I thought that game was at 11:30. That might be another game that's at 11:30, but they're on the bubble. I think they probably would get in. They'd be in a first 4 game. It's because the bubble is so weak. I think San Diego would be in a first 4 game. I think they'd get in. Aren't they getting the astronauts right now? I believe they are. They're in the process of getting the astronauts. So they're going to get them soon. Have you ever watched the Social Network movie? That's a very good movie. With the Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield. Very good movie. Statistically, you shouldn't pick any 12 seed upsets. 12/5 is a very common pick for people. I mean, normally, most of the time, 5/12s always win. Or no. 3 5s always beat beat 12s, and then there's normally 1 12 over 5. But sometimes there's none. Asmongold is pro-Ukraine. Yeah, that's he did he buy into that propaganda seriously? Did you see the video clip of Charlie Kirk saying Christians should worship Jews? What is he? Yeah, I saw that. Well, he you know, it's the argument of the Holy Land and the covenant, but that was all in the Old Testament, and if you look into that, it's you're talking about the modern day Israel established in 1948. And either way, in the New Testament, it's the kingdom of God. It's not necessarily an area. So the idea that we have to be beholden to this, like they're making it religious to where it's like we have to do this. If you believe in God, you have to defend this land that's thousands of miles away from our current country. It's a big issue. You're just joking. Yeah, we get another question about Pierce. Getting astronauts would be amazing news. The Biden is ill for not trying to get them. It's unbelievable. Well, that was happening right when the election was about to happen, and you know, the Biden White House and the Biden administration and NASA, they're like, no, you're not going to show us up. You're not going to have positive news. You're supporting Trump. This is going to be a national story because everyone loves when they rescue astronauts and there's the space shit. And so they said it's not going to happen. Asmongold said J.D. Vance was wrong in the exchange with Zelensky, yelling at him. You're kidding. I thought that dude was right wing. I mean, I gotta watch more of this stuff to see if these people are right wing or not. Really? We're gonna sit here and do this with Ukraine? After what happened in 2014? Oh, man. You subscribe just to say that my views are extremely harmful to a nation that only looks out for their own good, is doomed to fall. Trump is selfish and you're feeding his delusion. Very sad. Well, talk to Europe about that. Europe looks out for everyone. How is that treating those countries? They're third world cesspools, man. Come on. And look, we have to have allies. I agree, we have to have allies. But, you know, if you're talking about immigration and some of this stuff, I mean, it destroys the fabric of a country. It does. And, you know, that talking point might have worked in 2018, 2019. That doesn't work anymore. The whole bullying, like, oh, your views are harmful and all that. That doesn't work anymore, man. Thoughts on Canada blocking P-Hub in the U.S.? Time for Trump to sell. What do you mean blocking P-Hub? Is that, you mean blocking it in Canada? I don't understand. You don't think we can really judge JD on his argument with Zelensky because we don't know what happened before the camera started rolling? Well, look, I mean, it's Vance obviously came to Trump's support, and they embarrassed Zelensky to a degree. Listen, these people are going to stick up for the United States. It is what it is. We've spent money on these on this war. Globalist is in the chat. We're done with this shit, man. We're done with this. I mean, this type of stuff, you know, you say it in 2017, 2018. People are done with this. They see the numbers. Yemen strikes. Yeah, Trump launched strategical strikes against the Houthis in Yemen. the Biden administration was going to take action. They didn't do anything. So Trump decided to do it. It's just more escalation in the Middle East. Hopefully not anything crazy, but it seems like it's leading to a situation with Iran because Iran funds them. Don't stop the stream until you hit 600 likes. I mean, that's good. Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and hit. We got to hit 600 likes. We got to be close to that. The UK government and the German government had very different values than the US. They both actively ban free speech and also prosecute individuals for filing speech. Oh, absolutely. That's the argument to leave NATO. We're supporting these countries in terms of if they get invaded, we have an obligation to defend them. When their own government is certainly not up to standard in terms of what we value in the United States. It's a reason to potentially leave NATO, or at least reevaluate NATO, and I think that's what Trump is going to do. You're worried about the potential push for universal healthcare in the future. You don't want to pay for someone else's healthcare. It requires more taxation and prolongs wait times. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I think ideally that you want people to have access to healthcare. You do as a human right, as a human thing, because we've all been there. You know, you got to go to the ER for something. You don't want to get destroyed. I mean, sometimes it's not your fault. It's just something in your body, or you eat something, there's an allergic reaction. So I understand that, but the problem with universal is it's not this perfect fix. The wait times are terrible. And the thing is with the United States and our healthcare system, if you have a decent job, you can get covered. I mean, I'm not saying everyone can do that, but I'm just saying I'm not even going to be covered. I'm going to have to pay out of pocket probably, because I'm self-employed, probably like $1,000 to get really good healthcare if I want it. But you can get really good healthcare in the United States, but you just got to pay for it. As opposed to Canada, where a lot of those people, you get it for free, but the wait times are ridiculous because everyone's going in because it's free. And, how do you generate enough money to be able to pay for everyone's healthcare? But there's also the problem with the fraud. There's some serious fraud and overcharging and, paying for equipment that doesn't even exist in Medicare and Medicaid. Like I've seen estimates where it's around $200 billion worth of total fraud in Medicare and Medicaid, and we spend $800 billion on it. So it's like, or it might even be more than that. I think it's like over $1 trillion on those programs. But I don't know, would they try and look into that? Because anytime you look into Medicare or Medicaid, it's just going to be a smear that you're cutting it and you don't value people, their health care and stuff like that. So, but no, I mean, it's one of those tough things, man, to where it's like, obviously, if the healthcare, you can get good healthcare in the United States, but you have to have money, or you have to have a job that gives you the benefits. You still have to pay for your healthcare if you get it from work. Well, it depends what your benefits are and what job you work at. But yeah, they'll just take it out of your paycheck. Wait 2 years. Also, the Canadian doctors are a lot worse. The Canadian doctors are, because it's a socialist program. There's no value for being why do you think all the top Canadian people, they have to fly to the United States to get really high level treatments? Look up Rick Scott, Medicaid fraud. He did the biggest. I know. I understand. That was the whole Hassan thing. Who's better, Judkins or Henderson? They're both. I think Judkins is probably better for the NFL. Henderson got injured a bit in college. He's a little bit thinner than Judkins. Henderson, though, I think Henderson's if he stays healthy, he's going to be really good. But with the running backs now in the NFL, it's all they all two-headed backfields, and a lot of them just get like 10 carries a game anyways. You're still waiting on the August stream? What do you mean, the August stream? Your copay is $10. Yeah, my copay is different. It's different prices for different things, but it's like a $25 standard copay for certain appointments. But for my personal doctor, it's nothing. But like if I have to get a specialized appointment, it's about $25 copay. I mean, I had an ER $100. It's crazy. It's good. It's good health insurance that I'm under right now. How do you feel about the Steelers getting DK Metcalf? I don't know. I mean, that seems like a pretty risky extension. Those receivers don't normally age well. I don't know how old DK is, but they gave him like a 5-year, $100 million extension. He seems a bit old to be getting 5 years, but maybe he might be in his mid-20s. Is it surprising you that Trump ordered airstrikes in Yemen? No. No. I just hope there's I mean, with Trump and the Middle East, it's, you know, he go back to 2018 with the Syria stuff. He's shown some war hawkishness in the Middle East. There's no doubt about it. We should do universal health care for basics, birth, injuries, viruses, and ambulances, health insurance for long-term care, cancer, chronic, transplants, etc. Yeah, well, it always seems like the answer to this is always a mixed, like, universal and privatized, some type of mixture. I was looking into some models. I don't know. There's some European countries that have a mixture, but the problem is their populations are so much smaller, so it's easier for them to implement it. And also with us, you're talking about like a lot of these people. If you've got a bigger population, there's going to be a lot of visits that are unneeded in terms of if there's universal to where it's free. I mean, it's just. Ben Shapiro views on healthcare is atrocious. No wonder the Daily Wire is getting a lot of hate. The only thing I've heard about Ben Shapiro in terms of healthcare is the Luigi stuff when he defended the. He got a lot of hate for that. You remember that when he defended the CEO getting. I mean, because people were like, no, because he was trying to defend like the insurance companies, but no, but you don't want to be defending the insurance companies at all. I mean, that's part of the reason we're in this mess. Overcharging, out of control. Ben Shapiro is shaped by his religion. Well, of course. I mean, and there's an allegiance to Israel, and it becomes a problem when you're when you're a Republican and you've got other Republicans that are America first, and you've got this allegiance to Israel. I mean, there's a clear difference there. Trump strike. Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the strikes. Yeah, remember this? What was this? COD 4? Trump apparently was golfing and then came into like a war room to watch it as he was golfing. Yeah, so this is what Biden was possibly going to do. They slow played it, and Trump ends up doing it. Securing shipping lanes in Yemen. Just Middle Eastern escalation, that's the problem. Right, I mean the idea that this is slow escalation, it's not like a level 5, it's like a level 1, but did you see Kim Kardashian photo with Tesla? No, I didn't see that. Ever gonna do a stream on MW2? I don't even have MW2. COD 4 needs a true remake. Whenever they remake those games, it's bad. They haven't done a Black Ops 1 remake, have they? I would like to see a Black Ops 1 remake. But it's like whenever they do remake them, it doesn't really work because it's like the graphics and everything, and it's like they change stuff. They did like an MW2 remake though. Daddy Tate coin. I mean, dude, come on. That coin's at like 30 million, I think. Do you own Yeezys? No, I don't. Do you like Supreme clothing? No. When is the Gavin Newsom Yay podcast dropping? Yeah, that would be good for Newsom, right? That would get him more views. He wouldn't do it with Yay, though. He would get, just for a politician to do that. Generational bottom for hype. I'll take a look at it, man. Yo, you give some interesting coins. I think I might have already seen. You might have already talked. Where the hell is it? I can't find it, man. Not showing up for me. Pikachu. Yeah, but these things are always a joke. It's always a scam, these top ones. Robin Hood Gold. Come on. You can be a little bit more creative than that. Luck of the Irish. This is the coin that I'm in. Wait, what happened to that one coin? Okay. Black Ops 2 was the GOAT that needs a remaster. Everyone loves Black Ops 2. I thought it already was remastered, but I get confused on the ones that were. Did you see this photo? Did you see this? This is $3,000. This looks like shit, though. This is somewhere in Japan. Yeah, you don't want to move to Japan unless you're Japanese. They're very, they're territorial in terms of their culture. Hype on CoinGecko. $4.7 billion, bro. Come on. You think this is a bottom? This coin just came out. Come on, bro. What are you trying to get, like a 5x out of this coin, a 10x? Imagine if it goes to 100 billion. I mean, fully diluted, it's at 14 billion. No matter if it's a strategic strike or Trump will have to do a justified invasion. The left will have a yeah, but any like invasion with Iran is not going to be seen as positive for Trump. I'm just telling you. There's a very small segment of people that would agree with that. This is Middle Eastern entanglement that we don't want. It's Middle Eastern escalation that we don't want in the name of Israel, and in this case, Saudi Arabia. The rug pulls help nobody. Well, they help the people doing it. But it's like, I never even look at any of those newer coins. There's no point. It's just a joke. Hype is a new coin, but I should study it. I mean, at 4 billion, fully diluted 13 billion, bro. I don't know. You need that coin to go to like 500 billion or something to get a good return on that. Japan's economy will implode. Well, at least, I mean, they need to up their birth rate, but I don't think it should be done through immigration, but they have to up it. I mean, they're going to deal with bad stagnation. Thoughts on Penguin, Popcat, Peanut getting listed on Robinhood? They're 100. I don't think the 100x. Those coins are too high in market cap. 200x. I mean, what is Popcat at? Like 200 million? The Penguin coin is at 500 million, I think. Peanut, yeah, Peanut fell pretty quick. Pretty nasty. Nasty drop to Squirrel. Mog coin. Yeah, I mean, I think Mog is probably in a similar spot that it's been in. I think there was a recent recovery for some of these. Yeah, there was. There's a recent recovery for Mog. Maybe not really. What did it go down to? 145? Yeah, 180. Hit 1.5 billion. I was in this coin, man. I bought this coin like when it was somewhere back here. I think it was around 10 million. Disappointing. Disappointing. You gotta keep holding coins. That's the problem. A minerals deal? Yeah, I don't think the minerals deal is happening soon. Maybe it will. They haven't really talked about it. Please. Yeah, I give Please credit. That's a good coin. Please. Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon coin got destroyed. It got annihilated. Oh, David, I agree completely. And the stuff that I've read about immigration and the cultural shift and stuff, and especially the dangerous numbers that are happening in terms of these Western countries accepting, and really it goes back to World War II, like us accepting all of this in the West. Mike Johnson coin. Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. I think you're on the wrong... I think you're on the wrong stream. You're talking about some type of duck. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Remember when you bought the OG Trump MAGA coin, sub 10 cents? No, I didn't buy it sub 10 cents. I think I bought it at like 34 cents, and then it went to... Wait, let me look back at this. I'll be able to remember. I bought it not when it was like... I saw it when it was at 1 cent, but then... So I bought it like... I have to look at the price. Yeah, I bought it when it was like 32 cents. So I bought it right here, and then it did this jump. Or I might have bought it... Yeah. And then I sold it on the jump when it made a jump. Because I was like... The thing is, if I would have had more of the supply, I would have just held it. But I didn't have a ton of supply, so I was like, even if it goes up significantly, I'm not going to make a ton of money off of this. I only had like a $400 investment, and then it became like $2,500. And I just sold out of it. Like in February of last year. Japan's a weird country where they're conservative on immigration, abortion, but on traditional values, they're in the middle. They're pro-family, but lenient on dressing, prostitution. Yeah, I mean, they definitely have core culture values, and I think they accepted like 80 immigrants or something last year, or like the year before. Their immigration numbers are insanely low, and it is going to lead to a problem with their economy. But they have to try and get their birth rate up, or you have to bring in immigrants, which is what the West has done. How did you get so many views on your last video? It's because when you talk about annexation of other countries, it gets good views, at least in my algorithm. That's why. I mean, I've done 3 Annex Alberta videos. They've all got over 100K. When you talk about annexing other countries, it gets good views. I talk about annexing Greenland. They don't get as good views now, but they used to get a lot of views. You know, these videos do well. They just do. I mean, it's part of the algorithm or whatever. How do taxes on crypto work? You're not in crypto. Yeah, I mean, the problem with crypto is, and this is what I think Trump's trying to eliminate. He better eliminate this. if like, let's say you buy Ethereum, you use USD, you put it in, you buy Ethereum with it for $3,000. Let's say you make a 2x off of that, so now you got $6,000. That's a taxable event. That's taxable. So even if you throw it into another coin and you lose money, you're still getting taxed. It's so dumb. But yeah, like, you gotta like track all your transactions if you make money. Now with me, it's like, well, unfortunately, I haven't made money right now, so it really doesn't matter with my taxes on it. I could actually probably get some money back from that. But yeah, you have to like track. You don't have to track it. There's websites that do it for you. If you put in your contract address, they'll track all your transactions. But even those websites, I was talking to someone, they were like, a lot of this isn't even accurate. Like, they don't even track the coins properly, because if you're in obscure coins, they won't even have it. Like, they won't even register because they don't have the coins in their system or some shit. I don't know. But it's a mess. I mean, Trump needs to change it to where, you know, if you put in $5,000, the only time you should be taxed is when you're bringing the money out. The problem is you can buy real life shit with crypto. So technically you could get around taxes completely, but who cares? I mean, Trump said he wants to completely eliminate taxes on crypto and make it like a Dubai anyways. Or split up Canada, have conservative West Canada and liberal East. Yeah, I know. That's something that could happen. That's what I was discussing today. I was saying, you know, well, what if the liberals win? It's possible that a lot of these conservative, well, not a lot, but the two conservative provinces are not going to be too happy, and they might decide to leave. You had to go to a CPA. Did that cost more? Yeah, Coinly, coin trackers. You think they're scams? They indirectly calculated your gains. Yeah, they do. You're right. I tried doing it as well, and some of the coins don't even show up. That's the problem. Epstein coin got crushed after the release being botched. Still think it's going down, and we're waiting on any new information. Well, yeah, I'm waiting for the new information because then it'll go up. But I don't know if I'll be able to recover. It'll recover enough. It needs to go to 300K at least. I mean, it's at 80K. It's just a 3x. It's like a 3.5x. But this was an unbelievably botched thing. Timi coin, is that on here? I wonder. How degen is it? Oh man, I love base coins. Yeah, this is like a typical base coin. 3 million. Back down, little run. I love these base coins. I do like base. Do you see crypto being more mainstream in terms of purchasing stuff? I never understood, like, you say, well, yeah, because it's, oh, we want it to have real value. Like, I mean, I guess Tether or USDC, yeah, you could, but like, it's so volatile. Like, would I go out and say, no, I like, to me, crypto is just all investment, and I'll exchange it for USD, and then I'll buy shit with the dollar. Because it's so volatile. Like, if I want to buy a coffee, but then Ethereum is down, or like my coin is down today, does it really make sense to buy a coffee with this? It's too volatile. But yeah, I mean, stable coins, I think stable coins would work well in terms of purchasing. But it's tethered to the dollar. That's the point of it. Physical gold, MOG, or MPX. You're kidding. MPX, you know I'm in. I have that coin. That's a very niche coin. It's at like 50K in market cap. MPX. The index. Yeah, I'm surprised that was even brought up tonight. How can you help a noob get into crypto? You don't know. Yeah, I would just say I would say stick to stocks, because crypto, it's very easy to lose money. If you're going to get into crypto, focus on, I would say, I mean, I can't even, but you would be getting in at a better time right now. The problem is there's going to be a lot of people that get in when it's like, I mean, people just get crushed when you get in. Even now, though, getting in, because you're buying stuff that's still, I mean, a lot of it's retraced, which is good if you're going to get in now. But it's like, there's so much shit with crypto. I would say focus on Coinbase, focus on the market cap of these coins. The market cap is the most important thing, obviously, not the price. Made 10K. The hell? You made 10K today trading fart coin, but you feel like this isn't money. You're not brainwashed. You made 10K off a fart coin trade? What did fart coin do? Because I saw it went up yesterday. Went up again. It's having a good week. $21 to $30. I mean, how much did you invest to make that trade, to make 10K? Does Indiana make the tournament? They're right on the bubble, man. They are right on the bubble. They're like them and North Carolina are like the 1A, 1B right on the bubble. One of them's going to make it, one of them's not. Maybe they both miss it. Focus on strong community-backed coins. Yeah, but the thing is, you have to kind of know what you're doing to do that. You have to look at the Telegram, you have to look at the Twitter, you have to look at the activity. There's a lot of things. If you're brand new, it's like, plus when you get on Telegram, there's all these scams and shit. It's like you almost want to tell newer people to just stay away from that. You use Phantom? Yeah, I use Phantom. DJI. Bro, you gotta have my wallet or so. Well, I don't have SPX 6900. 420, 69K. Yeah, I'm looking to get an entry into that. I think that coin will probably do well, but it's really taking a beating. I got into Flat Earth coin as well. $25K. Yeah, there's no way you can't make 25. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you bought at the absolute bottom, 25K to make 10K, so 35K total. If you bought at 20 cents. But I mean, that's an odd trade to make, man. I mean, I guess see, the thing is, I'm not even close to being a big enough whale to trade manipulate higher caps like that. Duke beating Louisville without flag. That's a good win for Duke. Flag is going to be back, they said as well, but I don't know how injured he'll be. You got back from Mexico for the day? Do you live in Mexico? After going up 70%, he must have bought more a week ago since he's only up 16%. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really trust him as a whale. I mean, he's saying he's a whale. He made an investment of supposedly 25K and it turned into 35K. It's only up like 16, 17% in the past week. You bought a few days ago? You're on the back end trying to grind Quack. We're almost at 1 million market cap. Yeah, I mean, you know, man, I appreciate that when you did what you send me some of that, man, and I hold it. I do hold it for you, but I mean, yeah, the you know, the lower cap coins, it's a real grind. It's been tough on everyone. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video, or this live stream. Excuse me. I wanted to go to 10, so it's 10:22. He'll show you on Discord. Lil X launches on Sol. You're joking. There's no way that little kid launched a coin. Probably with Barron Trump, he probably launched it for him. No, that's a troll. Is the audio out? Testing. Does it work? I'm gonna end the stream. I don't know. Hopefully the audio didn't cut off. Does anyone hear this? There's a lag to it. Audio still no good. Is it good? Lil X will retire us. All right, guys. Yeah, there's no point in restarting the stream. I don't know. That audio should